A month ago, we settled above the 362.39 2.5-year channel top, indicating our next long-term objective of 524.64. I've been calling this 5 to 8 months. We're a month into it and really halfway there. It has been the 7-month channel top, though, on the way that we've been anticipating and did test last week that can continue to contain buying on a weekly, possibly into November basis. And having tested it, this market should be considered very susceptible to falling back into the 362.39 region over the coming weeks. But on the way down, we do have a rising channel top at 406.13. We have that as a weekly support area that can absorb selling on a weekly basis. We could see this over the next 3 to 5 days perhaps, and once tested, we could round up into the upper 460s again. It is this sort of two-sided play that can play out both near-term and mid-term that could certainly delay 524.64 and 362.39, though becoming kind of a 1 to 2 week target if we then close below this 406.13 former rising channel bottom. 362.39 is coupled with 355.85, which is a rising channel bottom, able to contain selling through the rest of the year. Once tested, we can round up through the first quarter into next year and ultimately reach 524.64 over the next 3 to 5 months. Intraday, we have a descending trend line at 434.61 that may contain intraday selling pressures because we closed at 435 and change. An unchanged open would have us open above 434.61, in which case we can rally to 453.25, that high settlement price that was put out on Monday of this week and then we fell away. That could be it for the day. I will say that if we close today above 453.25, we retest 465.99 within another 1 to 2 days. 465.99 is the beginning of a range up to 469.54, both rising at a steady pace that can once again contain buying through November, and once tested, we can fall away again. Just know, because we've tested meaningful midterm resistance, this market is quite susceptible to falling away. So susceptible that I've been recommending that you could play the short side in this vicinity. Might have also reached for already 360 strike out of the money puts that don't expire. I would go several months out on this kind of 1 to 2 month downside play. Once again, holding below 434.61 just might yield 406.13 today. In other words, if we open at or below 434.61, selling pressures can build, and 406.13 not out of the question. 406.13, if tested, can contain weekly selling pressures. If you're a 1 to 2 week swing trader, you may have sold the 460s anticipating this 406.13 area as a zone to take profits in and perhaps reverse and play the long side as we continue into later October. If we were to close below 406.13, then we're anticipating this rising channel bottom at 355.85 combined with 362.39. This is probably a 1 to 2 week play to the downside where once again we can bottom out through the rest of the year.
Want more wins in your portfolio? Get Daily SPY and Triple Q analysis that gives you a clear plan for the market's next move, plus 2 high probability stock picks each week, complete with entry, stop, and targets. Standout names we've covered include GE Vernova, AMD, and Robinhood. Start trading with a plan at wickedstocks.com.